Okay, Torstein, here we go. Okay, so it's a pretty common body position that I think that you have going, especially for guys, is that you're trying to make your chest actually the lowest point in your body, so you're really jamming your sort of your sternum forward and down, and your hips are actually up in the air, up higher, which makes for somewhat of an unstable body position. So my attempt here at making your butt actually the lowest point, hopefully that didn't put any undue stress on your back. Now eventually I'm going to want your head to be pretty high in the whole equation. As a profile for your body position, you're going to want your head as one of the highest points, and sort of sitting up with your head and chest. You can see that your lower leg is presented pretty strongly, which means you're going to be getting a lot of lift out of your legs and a lot of forward drive. Now, this is your first flight, so I'm not going to pick on too many things. I will try and just point out the major themes that you got going. Just going to let you fly here for a second. This is a really wide leg position, and it makes it difficult for you just from an anatomical sense for you to arch. So that's why I'm squeezing your legs a little bit closer together. Now that's not bad right there. If you can stop and look at that picture, that's really not bad, that side profile. Alright. Now, I know that since this is your first time, you're actually moving stuff around pretty quick, so it makes it difficult to focus on any one thing, but not bad. Eventually your hands are going to come a lot closer to your face as if you keep flying, keep getting coaching from me. That's what I'm going to be shooting for, and a lot less effort out of your whole body, really. This probably left you a little bit tired, but maybe a little bit sore the next day. Okay, so not exactly what you were doing, but what I would like more is that your head sits up pretty high relative to your hips. When your head's down low like that, it makes it tough to see the walls coming at you. It makes it tough to see anybody that you might be flying with or skydiving with if you want to start skydiving. So again, driving forward, your hips are relatively up in the air. Your hips, from the profile, you should see a smooth arch going from your shoulders to your knees, and your hips should be the lowest point right now. Kind of your chest and upper belly is the lowest point. You can see here also that imagine that you're trying to touch your shoulder blades together behind you, behind your back. That's kind of what you're doing, and I'm going to eventually want that to stop. Okay. So just gave you a little bit of legs out there, and sometimes it's tough to know when you're first starting what a little bit is, what a lot is. When you're down on the net like you are here, it takes a little bit more effort to overcome the friction of the net. So your movements here are going to be a little bit bigger than you actually need when you're flying. Anything that you do with your body where you bend your spine or twist your spine is probably at least bend it against the long axis, like your elbow is going to come closer to your hip. Those are movements you want to really avoid. It makes the flying really tough. So not bad going around the first time, pretty good. Now what you did there was you bent a little bit. Trying to come back to the right, you actually bent your right elbow towards your hip, and that's going to make you go left and maybe flip over. So something that you want to avoid. I know it probably feels like you were trying to just get back to your right side, but bending like that is counterproductive. Okay, so you're kind of going forward around that turn, and I just want to point out how much of your lower leg is in the wind. Your legs are big driving forces as far as your flight, and if you straighten them, that's going to make you tip a little bit head low and give you some pitch, and that will drive you forward. And the same way that if you don't move your arms and really bend your legs, that makes you tip up a little head high and you go backwards because of body pitch. You can use your arms or legs to achieve forward and backward movement, and eventually you're going to want them to work together, which you're kind of doing here. Legs out, arms in goes forward, and legs in, arms forward goes backward. So, not bad. So, just demonstrating the way to get in here is sort of to keep your chin up. Put your chest down on the net. Want to relax your arms as you come in. And you can see your hips are really up in the air there. Again, kind of trying to get you to bend your legs. Straight legs makes for a lot of forward drive. Now again, if your head is the lowest point, you're going to have a lot of pitch in your body, and it's going to make you drive forward. And you can see here, I know that it might not make sense right now, but I'm flying backward as much as I can, because with your hands as far behind you as they are, and you really have no balance for your legs up front, so it makes you want to fly forward pretty fast. Now Steph told you to put your hands forward there, and you did a good job getting them forward a little bit, and that sort of took the tension off of me. But this flight is really just to get you up a little bit higher, and this is sort of the amusement park part of the first time flyer program. I just take you up a little bit. Okay. So again, wanting you to bend your legs. You can see they go right back out, and that's pretty common. You just don't really know what to do with your legs. If you manage to make it back another time, I think you'll find that there's a lot less anxiety, and your awareness will sort of spread out a lot faster than it did on this one. You kind of know what to expect, and you're not as anxious about it, and your brain's not quite so overwhelmed, which I know it sounds kind of goofy, but is pretty typical, me included. So next time we will be working on turns in both directions, going up and down on your own, going forward and backward on your own, getting in and out on your own. Hope you had a good time with this, and